Welcome Binduji, welcome Professor Navchandra for today's lecture. Now I will request Daisy Angom, Dr. Daisy Angom from Thobal College, Shakti member to start the proceeding.
Thank you, Madam. I, on behalf of Sakti, a women empowerment organization, and on behalf of SEED, that is Society for Environmental Education, welcome all the participants and today's resource person, Professor L. Nabachandra Singh. Now, let me have the pleasure of introducing Professor L. Nabachandra, today's resource person. Professor Nabachandra is presently serving in the Department of Agronomy, College of Agriculture, Central Agricultural University, Imphal. He has 31 years teaching, research, and extension experience in agriculture. He has participated in more than 25 seminars and workshops in national and international level. Besides, he had handled more than 30. Professor Nabachandra to kindly present his paper entitled Arrowhead, a potential crop for boosting income of marshland farmers. So, sir, please.
Welcome everybody. Saji, kindly show my first slide. Today, let us try to know an unexplored and underutilized vegetable crop. Actually, by the rice farmer, this particular plant or crop is considered as wheat also. That plant is nothing, the arrowhead. In Manipuri, we usually call it as Kaukha. Kaukha, since time immemorial, in Manipur, the Manipuris have eaten the rhizome, so to say, tuber of this plant very popularly and very familiarly. However, till date, no one has known how to cultivate this plant. That is why it still remains as unexplored plant, uncultivated, and from the wild plant, many of the farmers try to get the tuber for eating and for other various uses. That is why today, let me introduce this crop and how it can be cultivated, cannot be cultivated successfully. Arrowhead is an attractive wild aquatic plant with arrow-shaped leaves. That means its leaves are arrow in shape. That is why the plant is also known as arrowhead. Edible tubers, the tubers are edible, and these plants belong to the family Alistamelaceae and genus is Sagittaria. So many species of this genus are there, but whatever the Manipuris eaten the tuber, this particular species is Sagittarifolia. And in Manipur, it is commonly and popularly known as Kaukha. Next slide, please. This is the arrowhead plant. Let's see the leaves. The leaves looks like an arrow. That is why the plant is called arrowhead plant. Next slide, please. This is the tuber of that plant just now I have shown, and the tuber is edible. Then this is the part we Manipuris like it so much, and it is used in the preparation of so many different dishes of the Manipuri culture. Next slide, please. The plant, so to say, this particular underutilized crop, we can call it as it has utilized, we can crop the, but underutilized or unexplored. There is this underutilized or crop is used in the preparation of iromba. This is one of the most familiar dishes of the Manipuri. And it is also used in the preparation of kanghau. This is also another dish item. Then bora, the Manipuris like it very much. Then Kaukha haingan, this is somewhat indigenous traditional preparation. Then simply the tubers are roasted and eaten it. This, like this, the tubers of this plant is used in the preparation of various items of dishes. All these dishes are very much famous among the Manipuris. Not only using as dishes, the tuber itself has so important, particularly the nutrient content, because it is very rich in protein. Just see the protein content is very high, 7.74%. Not only protein, the phosphorus content is also considerably high. The iron content is also considerable. Due to this particular nutrient content, eating of these tubers is also too much beneficial to we human beings. Not only this, the plant itself, not the tuber, the plant, whole plant itself also can be used for various purposes. That means it can be used as a green manuring crop. Green manuring, that means it can be grown and cultivated down in the field some amount of atmospheric nitrogen, unlike other plants, because atmospheric nitrogen can be fixed only by the legumes. Non-legume, except few species, can fix atmospheric nitrogen. But this particular plant has reported can fix atmospheric nitrogen. That is why it is also a good green manuring crop next to the leguminous plant. Next, please. See, these are some of the dish item prepared from this, what is a people like item. We have seen tubers in this Iromba also. The next place, right to Iromba, is the Kanghou. We Manipuri call it as Kanghou. This is also a Swissen item prepared from this Kaukha tuber. The next slide, just below the Iromba, is the Kaukha bora. This bora prepared from the Kaukha tubers. This is very costly nowadays due to cost factor. Preparation of Kaukha bora in the hotels and others is seems diminishing. Not only this, Kaukha Hangan, just like in the next is also, once it becomes a popular item, but nowadays it also seems to be reduced. We hardly seen it in the market. Or why these items are now diminishing or not seen in the market is due to the cost factor. The cost of the cocoa tuber is now becoming very, very high. It is increasing year after year. Next slide, please. So many medicinal importance also. Just now, as I have shown here, some of the slide, we came to know that it has used in preparation of itching treatment, then in the what to say South Asian countries and particularly in China, this is also used in the what to say particularly for the women during oil the sign cannot use it properly, it what to say become a problem to the mother. During this time, you see this cocoa preparation, not only say some boil the leaves and plants, boil and drink it. Then like this, the problem can be solved. Not only this, it may be in the animal or in the animal, particular skin treatment, others like this. Few of these are shown here in different South Asian countries. Particularly, this plant is used in various medicinal purposes. But use of medicinal purposes from this coca plant till now seems to be unexplored, particularly in the Manipuri culture. Next slide, please. Next. Okay. So, regarding the economic importance also, it has high value. This particular cocoa is now considered as a high value crop because at present now is the time cocoa tuber is available in the Manipuri market. When we go to the market, you try to purchase, you will find the cost of cocoa per kilogram range from rupees 180 to 200. That means rupees 200 per kg is too high among the vegetable crops. If this crop is properly cultivated with scientific technology, the crop can yield 4 to 6 tons per hectare. Hectares mean paddy. Per hectare, the yield is 4 to 6 tons. This is very high. If we calculate it per hectare, a farmer can earn too much. That means not less than rupees 6 lakhs per hectare because cost of cultivation of this crop is not high. It can be manageable around rupees 85 to 90,000 per hectare. That is why from an area of 1 hectare, a farmer can earn not less than rupees 6 lakhs per hectare. Such earning is not possible very easily by cultivation of other agriculture and crop plants, maybe vegetable or food crops other. That is why this particular plant, now I can tell proudly, it is a high value crop. We can earn a lot by the cultivation of this plant. Next slide, please. Okay, this few pictures I have how to say Kaukha cane, a small cane, and a little larger cane. This smaller cane, it is around half kg. This will cost around rupees 80 to 100 now. That is why this is very costly also. Next slide, please. So now, after knowing that by cultivation of this crop, we can earn high profit. That is why let's see the scope of cultivation of this plant with particular reference to Manipur or any other state where marshy land areas are available. As per record for Manipur also, we are having a lot of marshy land area. That means more than 29,000 hectares of swampy and marshy land areas are available in Manipur around the Loktak Lake periphery, as well as some other small or some medium lakes which are available, particularly in the This area remain waterlogged. That is a harvesting of rice is a problematic. That is why this area remain wasteland. This area can be utilized for cultivation of this particular arrowhead plant successfully. We have tried also. That is why this vast area, 29,000 hectares, if converted for the cultivation of arrowhead plants, crores and crores rupees from this area also. That is why arrowhead is a plant which can convert the wasteland or marshy land area to the gold stream. Next, please. Next slide, please. Habitat. That means where this particular plant can grow favorably, let us see. Till now, it is grown in the wild habitat, usually say in the marshy land areas, bog lands, swampy lands, in the banks of the ditches, like this. In those areas, we are water remain waterlogged. It can grow very favorably in the clay land, clay soil also, in the peaty soil also, in the loamy soil also. Whatever reaction it may be, it may be acidic, it may be alkaline. That is why this particular plant has a wide adaptability. It is not choosy in the soil type. That is why most of the unutilized swampy land areas can be utilized for cultivation of this plant. Regarding the water depth also, this particular plant can grow very, very favorably from 5 centimeter up to 50 centimeter, half meter of water depth. In this water depth, the growth of this plant is luxuriant and favorable. However, it can thrive up to a water depth of even up to 1 meter depth. And it also can thrive in those areas here is no waterlogged at all in the dry soil also. If moistures are available. That is why this particular plant, even though usually grown in swampy area, it has a wide adaptability. Next slide, please. Hello, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. Now let us see how it can be cultivated. As just now I told in the above also, due to higher demand of the tuber of this crop without cultivation, the cost of this tuber is happening. Farmers are not cultivating it simply from the wild habitat where it is grown wildly. They harvested it, sold it. Its habitat is declining or deteriorating year after year because without cultivation, only the crop is harvested year after year. That is why the cost is increasing anything like that. Not the cost factor. If it is going like this, after few years, we may not be available this crop also. We may not be, we Manipuri may not able to get the Kaukha tuber and our chance for preparation of various items will be lost. Considering this importance, the College of Agriculture this crop plan, how it can be grown favorably, at what spacing, at what time it should be grown, and how much fertilizer should be given. Like that, we have tried for the last few years. Now, regions has obtained, and it was published in the crop inventory, technology inventory of the Central Agricultural University, Impal also. Luckily, we can popularize few of the farmers also for the cultivation of this crop plant. Now, let us see in the next slide how this crop can be grown scientifically. This crop can be cultivated in two ways. That means is a soil crop. Soil crop means in those very swampy land area where rice cannot be grown, the crop can be grown alone, solely, without other crops. And in another way also, in the what to say, rice field also, shallow and rice also, along with the rice, this crop also can be grown as intercrop. That is why the science is there. Under such condition, if we can introduce this arrowhead as intercrop, the earning from the rice field also can be enhanced, anything like that. Now let us see in these two different methods how arrowhead can be cultivated. Next, please. Say if we want to cultivate this particular crop as a sole crop, particularly in those marshland areas where cultivation of rice is found difficult, we have to cultivate this plant scientifically like this. Regarding the species, at what spacing this plant can be grown. Said two types of soil we have identified. classify it. That means and the crop has to be grown at the spacing of 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter from one plant to another plant in both the sides. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is there some problem? The slide has lost?
No, it is okay, sir. Soil cropping, it is shown.
Why it is so in my
Here it is soil cropping.
okay. Let me tell, but from my what to say mobile, the
Okay.
slide has lost. Why it is so I don't know. Anyway, let, let us see. Let me tell. Soil 10 into 10 centimeter. Yeah, some others are also telling they are reported they are unable to see the slide. Kindly see, is there some problem? Now we cannot see the slide. Is there some problem?
I think,
That's
sir,
are
it
not
is shown.
seen
Please see.
anywhere. But in those PT area, the soils are fertile under that condition. The spacing of 20 into 10 centimeter from one row. Okay, now we see. Set 20 centimeter row to row is 20 centimeter. That means approximately. Then plant to plant 10 centimeter is favorable. When the crop is grown in this spacing, the yield is the highest. Then regarding the seedling, at what time of the seedling, the transplanting is the best. 3 to 5 leaf stage. That means when the seedling of this Kaukha attain 3 to 5 leaf, by that time, if transplanting is done, that is most suitable. This stage usually is after 20 to 25 days of the sowing and weeding, controlling weeds. Two-hand weeding is necessary in those areas where wheat is problematic. But one suggestion is that if you want to grow Kaukha, then if somebody want to apply weedicide, it should be too much cautious. Those weedicides which can kill broadleaf, which should not be up in the Kaukha field. Next slide, please. Regarding the fertilizer, no need of much fertilizer application because the plant itself also can pick some amount of nitrogen from the atmospheric air. Not only this, the plant itself don't need much amount of nutrient. That is why application of 40, 30 kilogram of and nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. This is lesser than the amount to be applied in the rice crop. The crop will do. Last few years, we have not noticed serious pests and diseases so far till now, except minor leaf cutting eaters. No infestation of pests and insects is noticed. That is why we should not worry. There is no need to worry about the pests and the diseases while cultivating arrowhead. Regarding harvested, after drying the leaves, we can harvest the crop. When the soil are still wet somewhat, it is easier to harvest. But by that time, sometimes rice harvesting and the cocoa harvesting is coincided. Availability of labor is sometimes limiting. Under that condition also, we don't need to worry. We can wait its harvesting until March also. We can keep in the field. Then even we can harvest in the March also. But the soils are drier and harder. Harvesting is somewhat difficult. That is the only problem. Next slide. What research field? This is simply, I want to show one picture. Next slide, please. So for intercropping, how it can be grown? Intercropping, there is not too much difference, but intercropping can be done in those rice plants where the plant crop, that means rice is grown in lines. Nowadays, line growing of rice is limited in Manipur, but if we want to grow intercropping with Kaukha for gaining more income, the rice has to be grown in rows. In between the rows, we have to introduce Kaukha. After rice has to be transplanted, to be transplanted in between the rice rows. Next, please. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Techniques are shown, no, sir?
Hello, can the slide next?
Shown. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Techniques are
Yes,
simply
yes.
the technique.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to show the in the next slide
Yes.
picture is there. In that picture, if we can see that picture, we'll find
Yeah, it is shifted,
easier.
sir.
So kindly shift to the next slide.
Arrowhead intercropping with rice.
Not possible. Okay. Then I'll tell.
Hmm.
If we want to intercrop arrowhead in between the rice at the normal space of the rice, it will be little difficult. That's why we can do. Say, suppose 2 rows of rice at the 20 centimeter spacing. We have calculated. The next row of rice, we instead of next row of rice, we let that rice row. Instead of that row, we have to introduce this one row of cocoa. Likewise, we have tested, but in different row ratio when we have tested, even 1:1 between 2 rows of rice, one row of also like the different trials have done, but among them even 2:2 row
Hello, just wait for a while because some problem was there with Professor Navchandra's net. So I think please have patience. He will be joining in a while, and then present only 2 slides are left. So just wait for a while.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you can continue, sir.
Now
Please continue.
I can join it now again.
Yeah. Please, sir. Please.
Okay. Let me continue something. Okay.
Sir, can you see the slide?
No slide can be seen.
No, slide is there on the screen, sir.
Yeah, if others can see, it is okay for me, no problem. But in my
All of us can see slides, sir. All of us.
okay.
Okay, sir.
slide
Okay, please
also,
continue.
I can.
Hmm.
Okay. That is why my colleagues and friends today I want to be a message that this particular Arrowhead plant, even though at first remained a wild plant without domestication, now with a team of scientists, Manipuri Agriculture College of Agriculture, Central Agriculture University, we can find out how this plant can be domesticated. Just now, few of the hints I have given. Luckily, from last year onwards, we have contacted some of the farmers, particularly in the Impan East, some side. I think some of you have seen in the news and something like that. How he can earn a lot of money from his field where rice cannot be cultivated successfully for the last so many years. That is why my message is in those areas, swampy area, marshland area, where rice cannot be grown successfully. Let us try to cultivate these Arrowhead plant so that we can earn huge amount of money. And not only this, earning of the money by farmer, Manipuri people also, they can get this particular crop happily because nowadays it is very difficult to get this arrowhead tuber in the market also due to limitation of the production. With this word, I want to conclude, but if any queries or suggestions are needed from the viewers or who are attending this webinar, warmly welcome so that we can discuss something more for the benefit of the society as well as for better earning from.
Thank you, sir, for very nice presentation, which is very pertinent as far as the condition of Manipur is concerned. So now I request anyone, if there are some queries, please ask Professor Navchandra directly. Then after that, Daisy Navchandra. Are there any queries? I think, sir, there are no queries. You have explained so nicely the topic, various aspects of it, right from the cultivation, the type of soil where it can be grown, the conditions, the way the plant protection measures, how it is to be cultivated, whether it's sole crop, intercrop, etc. So I think they're aware about the crop. They are fond of Kaukha. Everyone in Manipur. So I think they have enjoyed the lecture. Now I request Daisy Angom to continue. Daisy.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your valuable speech. You have really enriched our knowledge on this arrowhead that is our Kaukha.
Today's resource person and honorable members who are here from Manipur University, Shakti members and other participants. Really, we are very lucky to have Professor Navchandra with us, who has given a very vivid detail of the plant, how it appears, how it looks, why it is called arrowhead, what is the condition, what is the habitat where it is growing, how it can be cultivated, what are its nutritional elements which are present over there, in what ailments and diseases it can be used. So it has got a wide spectrum of utility. Not only it can be used as a green manure, but also it can be used, it is nutritionally rich, it can be used as a medicinal plant, and naturally it is there for enhancing livelihood. Sir has told that we have got 29,010 hectare of such type of land, marshy land where Kaukha can be cultivated. We are living in the era of climate change, and we know that with slight variability in temperature, in rainfall, the productivity of crop is this is observed throughout the globe in the mid and the low altitude, latitude. And we know that as the temperature is increasing, and then it is globally, we are observing that average surface temperature is going to increase from 1.4 to 5.8 degrees Celsius by end of this century. And this is something which is unprecedented increase. And since if we see during the last 10,000 years, it is something. And now, if we see the financial implication, because sir has talked very important aspect, that is the livelihood application, implication of this cultivation of this crop, Kaukha. Course, they have helped the country, and they have fed the country because it constitutes a large share of GDP. But still, we know that especially in the irrigated area, there may be less effect, but unirrigated area, it is very much effect. And the crop yield are declining like anything 4.5 to 9%. And then which is going to happen very short, within a span of 10 to 15 years. So we know that even if there is one standard deviation of change in temperature, then the agricultural yield they decrease by 12.6%. And the wages, they decline by 9.8%. And when the wages decline, we have heard of farmer suicide and in the rural area mortality. So we have heard that 7.3% mortality increases in the rural India when there is, huge impact on the production of plant. So that is why I think because there is detrimental effect on the productivity, on the income. So Professor Nava has taken a very, very what to say, suitable topic in today's era, where we know that due to our change in precipitation, there are rainfall events, extreme events are rising, temperature is increasing, and the production is affected. Major crops are affected throughout India, like rice, maize, wheat. And here also we have seen in Manipur how the crop production is affected. And this is something which is unprecedented increase. And that how the cultivation can be done, how it can enrich the farmers' income, because he said that it is income is by 6 lakh, 7 lakh maybe total, including the benefit ratio is very high. So I think, and then I mean, acidic soil or alkaline soil, loamy soil or peaty soil, so huge range is there where the things can be cultivated, the plant can be cultivated. So what I just remember that we have to be vocal for local. There is a slogan which is given, vocal for local. So I think in the other nearby areas where such type of conditions are existing, as in Manipur, I think, or in Manipur itself, let us try first that the farmers, they should not only cultivate from the wild, collect from the wild, but they can make it a compound and then agriculture for extension purpose, for teaching and research. And I have observed that since we were observing that organizing this Indian this Manipur Science Congress, since that time, at one phone call, he was ready to share his knowledge. And the same thing we have observed here. So, sir, we are really very much thankful to you for your sparing your time, valuable time for us, and giving a very valuable speech. I think all of us have enjoyed it. So now I request Daisy again to propose the vote of thanks. Daisy.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable words. Well, we all know that agriculture gives about 76% of the people's livelihood, and due to global warming, as mentioned, there is increase in the effect of the agricultural production. Agricultural production is affected. So, and farmers, we all know, they totally depend on agriculture for their livelihood. So here, as an option, Kaukha has been proposed by our professor, and I think it is a very much useful option to our farmers and also to the public in general. So thank you, sir, for your valuable information. And I also, on behalf of Sakti, thank all the participants and today's resource person. With the permission of the chair,
Next time, it will be Professor Rajmohan's lecture. It will be science and technology, whether it can revolutionize the 21st century. Very interesting lecture. We will be notifying the date. Because of some reason, earlier date was changed. So with this, thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody.